Hi everybody, this is Angel Arts and I'm happy to announce that we are advancing to the second phase of the selection process for the upcoming Dragon Age Tabletop Campaign Season 2. First of all, thank you so much to every single person that had auditioned. A total of 24 of you sent in an audition for this campaign, and that definitely has not made any of my decisions any easier, let me tell you. I understand fully how challenging it can be to just put yourself out there for everybody to see, for all of YouTube to see, to comment on. It can definitely be very nerve-wracking, and it can definitely induce a lot of anxiety. So all of you who put in the effort, it's a very brave thing for you to do, to come out on audition, and it's just been so great to just meet new people and just see what are some of the things that you guys are cooking up for possible characters for the next campaign. And speaking of which, I am extremely impressed and appreciative with how well the community has come together during this audition process. Like I said, there were some people who were particularly anxious about things that's been going on, and you guys have just been so supportive with each other. Like, you guys have gone out of your way to reach out to each other and really tried to keep everybody's spirits up during what is a pretty anxiety-filled time. So I just really am incredibly impressed and incredibly appreciative by how much you guys are supporting each other. It really makes me proud to just see the kind of things that you guys are doing for your fellow man, for your fellow viewer, writing in each other's comments and writing in each other's videos. So I hope that regardless of what happens from here on, whoever does or doesn't continue on to the next phase, I hope that that type of support and that type of community and camaraderie will continue even into the campaign itself. This is the kind of thing that I've always wanted to encourage and foster, and I have you guys to thank for being the type of people who I am proud to be a part of in this community. So, from all of the auditions that I've had, I somehow managed to cut it down to my top 12 finalists. I originally was trying to just do a top 10 just to make it easier on me when I decide, who will be in the campaign proper, but I just couldn't cut it at 10. I had to add 2 more and go up to my top 12. Obviously, this really should go without saying, but if you did not make it into these top 12, it doesn't mean that your audition was bad. It doesn't mean that your character concept wasn't good. It doesn't mean that I was not interested in playing with you or thought that you would not be a good player. It just means that I had to draw a line somewhere, and I had to, for my own personal sanity, I had to put people on one or the other side of that line. And, that's just the reality of this kind of audition. It's certainly nothing personal. It's certainly not because I don't think you have the potential, but there's a lot of things that I have to really start taking in consideration, and it only gets harder from here. Again, I cannot stress enough how much I appreciate and applaud you guys for being brave enough to audition in the first place, regardless of whether or not you continue on. So for the next several days, I am going to begin posting the actual interviews that I've taken with the top 12 finalists. The interviews will all be divided up into 2 separate parts. The first part will be an out-of-character portion where I ask all of the candidates the exact same questions, trying to get a feel for them as people, as players. And then we'll move on to an in-character session where I will set up a hypothetical, as in non-canon, situation with their character. And something that is a little bit different this time around than it was in the Mass Effect interviews is that each player was asked to select any NPC character that they wanted from season 1 to interview with their character. And I was pretty surprised with how diverse. Like, there were very little repeats as to which NPCs each of the candidates picked. So we've got a pretty darn awesome variety of interviewers for you all that's coming up. As for you viewers, your job is to help me come to a final decision. I cannot stress enough how important this part of the process is. So what I would like for you to do is, as you are watching each of the videos across the next several days, and I will be posting the videos up in the order that the auditioners first posted their audition to me. When you watch their videos, I highly encourage all viewers to provide feedback on the players and the characters that they are portraying. Keep in mind that the characters that these players are going to be role-playing with during the interviews are not automatically going to be the exact same characters that they will play during the campaign. When the actual players are chosen for the campaign, we're going to look at the character makeup, the character balance, the character backgrounds, and if we feel that we need to make some necessary tweaks in order to diversify the group, then some of the players' characters are apt to change. So your job as the viewers is to help me come to a final decision of who will end up in Season 2. And you can do that in 2 ways. One, obviously, is to provide feedback directly into the comment section of each person's interview. You are definitely welcome to throw in constructive criticisms. I think no matter who you are, myself included, there's always room for improvement. However, if you do provide constructive criticism, you must also include in your comment something positive about that person, something that person did well during their interview. So if I look at your comment section and the only thing in that comments is just constructive criticism only without anything positive, I will delete your comment. That's just how it works. No matter how legitimate your constructive criticisms has to be, you should also be able to find something positive about that player as well. Many of these people are not used to throwing themselves out there in front of, thousands and thousands of people watching them and, critiquing them and judging them. Obviously, this is something that they will have to overcome and get used to if they are chosen to participate in the campaign. But for the purposes of this selection process, I do want to, keep things as constructive as possible. The other way that you can provide feedback for me is if you watch a video and you absolutely positively think this person absolutely needs to be in the campaign, you can give them a thumbs up. I highly recommend that you don't actually start thumbing things up until after you've actually watched through all 12 of the candidates' interviews. That's my personal suggestion, because that way you get a good feel for which individuals you really do feel absolutely positively need to be in the campaign. I am not going to take any consideration to any thumbs down that are in the videos, so don't even waste your time thumbing anything down, because I'm not even going to be paying attention to it. It's going to bear absolutely zero weight whatsoever, and you will just end up wasting your energy and time. Keep in mind that the number of likes on a video is just one of many, many factors that are going to be coming into play into determining who is in the final roster. So just because somebody happens to have the most thumbs up on their video, it doesn't automatically mean that they will most definitely end up in the campaign. but it's, again, certainly something that will be taken into consideration. In addition to that, for those of you who are one of the 12 candidates, definitely pay close attention to all of your peers' interviews, because I am going to be asking each individual candidate to let me know which other players they personally would like to play with for the campaign. And your choices will be another factor, will be something I will definitely put in serious consideration when I am trying to finalize what the final roster will be. So we're getting really close, guys. Just hang on in there. And to all of you candidates out there, congratulations. Unfortunately, it's not over yet. You can breathe a little bit, but good luck to all of you. And while I am looking forward to finding out who will end up being in the final roster for Season 2, what I'm not looking forward to is actually selecting who the final group of people will be, because once you start watching through these interviews, you guys you'll see, you will know my pain, you will know my misery when it comes to having to choose. It's not going to be fun. It's not going to be fun. Thank you guys so much for watching and for participating in this process, whether you are a candidate or a viewer. And until next time, love yourselves and love each other. Here are your finalists for the upcoming Dragon Age Season 2 Tabletop RPG campaign. Hannah, Ella, Mecca, Jess, Kimberly, Mark, Sam, Witchwater, The Sylph Wind, Lolek, Kevin, Evan,